Hi, it's Sam here, and today I'm going to do a follow-up on what the measurements of tracking progress looks like. So this is an expansion of a previous video where I'm actually going to show you me doing the measurements of myself for what I do on a self-check-in on a weekly basis, probably more often than that on a contest prep, or on a weekly basis for most of these measurements when helping someone else. So just a reminder on getting weighed. When you get weighed, it's first thing in the morning, without clothes on, perhaps your underwear, but certainly no clothes that are going to weigh anything, and it's after you've been to the loo. So it's get up, loo, no clothes, scale, and I usually take the measurement in pounds because when you round it up to the nearest integer, that's a more accurate measurement than kilos. So that's what you do on the weight. And now I'm going to move on to a demonstration of the tape measure for every measurement that I'd use on a self check-in or when I'm helping someone. So these change more rapidly on a cut down, but there are something to keep an eye on with the areas of progress in off season. So neck measurement just above the collar line, like that, so it's tight. I can't see it here, you need a mirror to read it off, but mine's going to be too much because I'm eating rather a lot. Next one, the chest. This is one that can vary, as I mentioned before, depending on, how full your lungs are, and that expands the rib cage and flex your back. So you're going to deliberately do this as big as possible at the widest point, and then it's not going to vary from being inflated, deflated. You're always going to try and make it look big. But all the measurements with the tape measure are done unpumped, so not after the gym. Best in the morning, but any time in the day before the gym. So we call that doing them cold. So this is how I do the tape measure, the same every time. Put it behind my back and shuffle it up like this to the widest point. It's just under the armpits. And then breathe in, flex out there, microphone getting in the way. And at the widest point, measure it off. So me, 54. Okay, and I'm doing measurements in inches, obviously. So, next one, the waist. This can vary if you're sticking your belly out or if you're vacuuming. Just suck it to a point where it's flat, but you're not vacuuming, but you're not letting it hang out, just to flat. And at the narrowest point here, rub it behind your back there, read and measure off 39 for me there. Okay, next we'll do the arms. The forearm at the crease of your elbow, flex the arm and bring it round. That is me, 16.5. Then the upper arm at the widest point again, and it's flexed. Put it right on the peak of the biceps there. Hold it with your thumb. Reach around with your hand the other side. Flex your biceps, and at the widest point, it's gone funny round, yeah, 20. Okay, and then the next one, do the same on both arms. You don't need to do both arms every week, but you do need to do both arms and both legs at some point. So if I step back a little bit, I'll show you what I do with legs. So right up at the very top, this is with your clothes off obviously, but I'm not going to strip fully down for this. At the top, at the widest point, 30, then at the midpoint, right in the middle, 27, and then down by the knee, 21, and then you do your calves, again at the widest point. I do my calves at the widest point there at the bottom, 18. Do that for both legs, and all of that is a full set of measurements. That is what I'd expect to see in a full set of measurements on a check-in, and what I track on myself. Usually fortnightly on a bulking kind of thing, and more like weekly, sometimes every 4 to 5 days on a cut down pre-contest. Next point is the calipers. So this is the subcutaneous body fat measurement. So where you can see it on any part of the body, you're going to put your fingers about an inch apart and pinch on the skin. And then when you put the calipers on, it's easier to show you here. When you put the calipers on, you pinch that inch of skin and you hold right next to it as you clip this on. until the number settles down, and then on the other side here you read off the millimeters. So there, I'm just doing that at the top of my abs there, and that is 7.5. But I'm going to show you now the spots that I would actually measure. You keep them the same each time. They're identifiably the same place. So I would do right next to my navel, pinching an inch, putting it on, holding next to it until it settles, 7.5. And then again, just above the hip here, pinch an inch of skin, hold next to it, clip on, 4.5. You're going to do that spot there by the navel, that by the hip. You're going to do the front of the arm. So that you probably have to do one-handed. It won't be very much. Just kind of grip onto the skin with it a bit there. Okay, so it's 4 millimeters there. Do the same on the tricep. You're going to have to just let it hang and let it relax and pinch it off there and read it off. That's 4. And then you do your lower back, shuffle your shirt up, pinch the skin. It's a little bit sweaty, so I can't do it here. But you pinch the skin, clip it on just like before, and you're going to read that off in a mirror. And then your legs. Find a spot on your legs where there's like a mole or a mark on the skin, so you're always getting the same part, somewhere near the top, because that's where the fat tends to accumulate most. Pinch an inch, hold on to it next to it and hold it down till it settles, and read off. So that is 6.5 here. And that's it. So caliper measurements, front of arm, back of arm, navel, hip, upper thigh, lower back, and that's a full set. That would be everything that I'd be looking to see. And then with the help of someone else, you can do under the shoulder blade here, or any other spot on the body. When I'm very close to contest, I just do it all over the place to check that no part is over 4 millimeters, and that is done. That's shredded at that point. On the going up, the bulking, like what I'm doing at the moment, I tend to have a limit on it. Like I'll say definitely no more than 10 millimeters, like anywhere on my torso is like the guideline for not getting too far with the bulk. So that biggest one that I did here, that was, that's reading 7 now, but it needs a bit more at the fat bit, at the fattest bit there. It's 9. So I'm at my upper weight now, mostly getting on the scale at 288, 290, and that's 9 millimeters. But on a cut, I bring that gradually down over a few weeks down to 6, 5, 4, and then no real visible fat to see. And that is it. That's your 3 measurements and how to do them so that they'll be consistent each time and provide the info that I would need to adjust the program, adjust the diet, adjust the training, the cardio, and everything else that goes into either growing or cutting down. Any questions, drop them in the comments. If you like this kind of detailed analysis of bodybuilding, how to do it, how to track progress, how to work out, everything like that, consider subscribing and check out my videos on the next slide. Cheers.